Hey everybody, this is Ken with Covenant Gaming, and we are now starting our new playthrough of American Truck Simulator. I went ahead and I created the company and the profile. So what we have is a brand new profile. This is a vanilla game. I do have all the DLC. The only mod that I added was the company trailer billboard pack, which replaces all the companies with real companies, just so it's a little more realistic. I might install some traffic mods or something later to change the cars up a little, but I'm going to keep this pretty clean, pretty vanilla. No map mods, no nothing too crazy. I went ahead and set us up in Salt Lake City, Utah as our main base. It's kind of a nice middle of the country location. It's a good sized city. It's lots of choices for jobs out of here. And so we're going to expand out from here. My plan is to I'll probably go through things kind of in a systematic way. I'm thinking, like we'll start in Utah, so I will start with all the cities in Utah, try and uncover those, and then just move from state to state. We'll buy our new truck at some point. Then once we get enough money, we will start expanding the business after that. As far as loans, I will take some loans, but not too many. I'll take a $100,000 loan to buy the first truck, so I'll grind out a little bit of money at the beginning. And then once I have my first truck, I will pay that off, and then I might take out a loan to buy our first garage to help get our next garage and truck to hire a driver and start the actual company rolling. Beyond that, I don't expect to borrow a lot of money. I want to keep things, pretty conservative from the money standpoint. As far as what trucks I'm looking to get, I actually have no idea. I am a fan of Western Star, but I like Volvo as well. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to try out all the different trucks during these quick missions at the beginning while we're gathering money, and see which one I like, see which ones give me the best gaming experience. So let's go ahead and find our first mission. Okay, so I think we're going to just take this first one right up at the top for $4,300. It's going from Salt Lake City over to Salina. That means we get to go through Provo as well. That's going to open up 2 new cities for us. Let's go ahead and grab that job. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is open up our map and take a look at our route. Because we are going to try to get as many of these question marks uncovered as we can during these quick missions. We want the experience. We want to uncover truck dealers. We want to uncover employment agencies. All these things are going to help us out later in the game. So as long as it's not adding too many miles to the trip, we're going to go ahead and route ourselves to hit as many of these as we can. So we'll do this one first. We will add that. Let's see what else we got. We have a video down here and a picture up there, but we're going to skip those. Those are kind of out of the way. We are going to make sure. Let's see about going through Provo. What's that add? It doesn't add too much. We'll hit that photo opportunity. We will hit that question mark behind the Walmart. And over in Salina, I am not seeing anything down here that we need to do. So, yeah, that should be pretty good. We should hit a few things along the way. We only added 15 miles to the trip. All right, so let's go ahead and get going. All right, so we are driving a Peterbilt here. One of the things I'm going to be taking a look at with these trucks is how good the visibility is. I like to keep this left mirror somewhere where I can see it so that I don't have to use both of these up at the top, these fake mirrors. I always keep the one up on the right because looking over here that's too much of a pain when you're driving. But if I can get a truck that has a left-hand mirror right there and I can see it easy, that'll let me clean up the interface. So let's take oh my gosh, I did not realize we have a 3-trailer load that we are bringing. So awesome. All right, we are bringing a load of mortar. And we need to head out. I guess we're going to go this way. We need to take some careful turns for this thing. Let's go ahead and go around the whole place and get on out. All right, looks like we're leaving from a quarry of some sort. It's BHP. Not really sure who BHP is, but it's a gravel pit. All right, very good. This is going to be some tricky driving with all these trailers, because yeah, we're basically pulling a train here. We are a freight train. So this ought to be a nice challenge for our first mission. Let's go ahead and get out of town a little bit, and we will catch up when we're outside the city. And it looks like we are picking ourselves up a Volvo dealer right here. That's nice. Volvos are one of the trucks that I like quite a bit, so picking that up as a dealership right off the bat's good. So I started with Western Star as my truck design, which gives you a free dealership. So now we have Western Star, we have Volvo. We'll have to collect all the others as quickly as possible so that we have more options for our first truck. Alright, so now that we're outside of town, I did manage to pick up a recruitment agency before leaving town. Recruitment agencies are important because as once we start to buy another garage and hire drivers, the more recruitment agencies we have, the more choice we have in employees. I also quickly looked up BHP because that's the company we're delivering from, and I really didn't know and never heard of them before. But what it says here, oh perfect, a red light. Yeah, so what it says here is BHP Group Limited is an Australian multinational mining and metals public company, headquartered in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. So yeah, so they are a mining company, and we are delivering mortar. So I guess we just, which mortar is basically just like cement, you know, ground up stone and water and whatever else they put in there to make it sticky to hold bricks and things like that together. So that's the reason I like the Real Companies mod that I installed here, because all the companies that they have in this game by default are fake. They're nobody you ever heard of. You kind of lose a connection to there by putting this in. It gives us real companies that we work for. Plenty of them that we've actually heard of. Others not so much, but that's good. Yeah, we're in Salt Lake City, as I said, and we will, as we're driving around, I'll probably look some stuff up here and there to learn some little facts. I do know Salt Lake City is mainly known for it's the home of the Mormons. And what is that? That's a cool looking building back there. And I believe the salt flats are out here somewhere. So, which are just basically big, huge flats of salt. They're like little deserts, but they're covered in salt. So we should be able to see some of that as we're driving around. Hopefully. We'll see what happens. Alright, we have arrived here in the city of Provo, and we've got our first photo opportunity showing up right here on the right. And what we're going to do is, so photo opportunities are landmarks and interesting things that are all over the landscape, and you basically hunt them down and take a photo using this photo mode. And it's just kind of an interesting little thing, a way for you to kind of go around and see the different things they've added to the game. So we're going to go ahead and grab this first one, which is the Provo City Center Temple. I'm going to guess it's maybe Mormon. I'm not quite sure, but let's grab that first picture. Let's frame that a little bit better so we can. There we go. And on our next break, I'm going to go ahead and look this up and see if I can learn anything about it. So, yeah, I like these photo opportunities that they've added to the game. It's kind of a newer thing, but it's a good thing that you can collect. It's a good reason to drive around. They put a lot of effort into each of these cities that they do, as far as creating landmarks, making it really look like the place that it is. I'm not from out west. I'm an East Coast person, so most of the states here I've never even been to. I haven't gone out west too much, so I can't specifically say how accurate they are, but everything I read says that they've done a really good job. One of these days, if they get out to the East Coast, I'll be able to speak to that. I've kind of traveled out as far as like Kansas, and I do believe that Kansas is one of the cities that's coming up soon in the DLC, if they haven't already added it. I can't remember if it's out or not. So I've been to Kansas City. I'll be able to see if that looks a lot like it, and I've driven around in the the rural areas around that, and so we'll see how it looks. I am kind of looking forward to driving through places that I've actually been before. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up one more question mark that's around the corner here, and then we'll get back out onto the highway and we will catch up, and I will see what I can learn about that Provo City Temple. All right, we are back out on the highway. We managed to pick up another truck dealer on our way out. There was an international dealer hiding over by the Walmart. I thought it was just going to be another recruitment agency, so that was a nice surprise. But I did quickly jump on Wikipedia, and I looked up that Provo City Center Temple, and it is a Mormon temple. It's a temple of Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is the Mormons. It is on the same site of the former Provo Tabernacle, which was another one of their churches that burned down in 2010, and so they built this to replace it. It does say here it was completed in 2016, and the temple utilizes a lot of the external shell of the old tabernacle that was the original building. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Anyone who's curious, tabernacle, I'm not sure how the Mormons use that, like what they consider a tabernacle when they talk about their churches. In the Bible, the tabernacle was the tent that the Israel constructed and moved from place to place while they were wandering the desert for 40 years. So it was sort of a mobile. It was a giant. It preceded the temple in Jerusalem, and it was designed to be mobile, since they were constantly, well, not constantly, but they were on the move a lot. And it is where all the sacrifices and everything else took place, and it was in the middle of the camp that they would set up. And this was don't think of a little camp, think of a really big camp with hundreds of thousands of people in it. And then all the different tribes would radiate out in lines outside of this tabernacle. So it was very much the religious center for the Jews. I am not sure when the Mormons refer to a church as a tabernacle. I mean, obviously that's the reference they're using, but they don't call it a temple. That old site wasn't called a temple, it was called a tabernacle, so they must use that for specific buildings that have a specific significance or something like that. But we are getting close to our destination. I will go ahead and get back to you when we get close to the town. We don't have any more question marks or anything like that we're hunting down, so we're just going to be heading straight to our destination and dropping off these 3 trailers, which I will have to say, it hasn't been as bad or as difficult as I thought it was going to be dragging these 3 trailers around. They're heavy and you need a lot of space to turn, but one of the nice things about American Truck Simulator, and this is true of America in general, is that the road network is really wide. We have a lot of space, so you can haul things around like this without too much issue. Yeah, so in Euro Truck Simulator, the roads are a lot more narrow. They would never be able to handle something like this. Maybe some of the bigger cities, but you get out of the larger towns and yeah, stuff is really narrow. The on and off ramps to the highways are narrow. Everything's narrow. So something like this would never work. Where here, everything is, yeah, look at this. It's massive. This is just 2 lanes. This would be like 4 lanes in Euro Truck Simulator, I think. So, yeah, it's a nice... It's nice. It's not too hard to drive something this large. It is heavy though. This truck can handle it, but you can certainly feel it. It takes you a long time to get up to speed. And it's mortar, so you would sort of expect that it's really heavy. And there's 3 trailers full of it. So, yeah. All right, and we are now pulling into the town of Salina. And one of the amusing things is right here on the left, there's a BHP, a nice big gravel pit. So I'm not quite sure why they bought this mortar from 2 towns away when there is a perfectly good gravel pit sitting right here next to where we're dropping it off. We're literally going around the corner. But yeah, so I don't know why, but who knows? I'm getting paid either way. So that's all that matters, really. And we've got Tractor Supply over there. I like the Real Company mod. It's nice seeing stuff that I recognize all over the place. All right, and here we are at the destination, Lennar, the home of. Let's see, what is that? Lennar Building Supplies, the home of everything's included. All right, well, it sounds like yeah, some kind of something like a Home Depot or whatever. We don't have those here. So with these large trailers, you do not get the option to do special parking with these things. You just get the pull it straight ahead option, which is what I'm doing right here, because there's no way you're going to muscle around one of those, and there we go. It seems to be pretty darn forgiving. We got that finished. We are earning $43.68 and 246 experience. We got ourselves to level 2, so we get to spend our first skill point. So first skill point always goes into long distance. That's going to give us bonus cash on longer trips, always. And the longer trips are the ones that give you the good money. So this is your best money making option right off the bat. We're also going to get a point into high value and fragile cargo. Those will be the next 2 that I spend. That just opens up a lot more job opportunities, things that might be more interesting to handle, more money again. Then we'll pump a little more into long distance and move over into hazardous cargo. Just-in-time delivery, and that'll come a little later, and fuel economy will be dead last. Fuel doesn't really cost much anyway, so we're just gonna, that'll be later. So let's go ahead and spend that point. And we'll go ahead and wrap up our episode here. In our next episode, we will continue to unlock our cities in Utah, earning money, getting ourselves towards what truck we'd like to buy. Until then, this is Ken saying take it easy. See you next time.